You know, I got to thinking about it.
What?
Well, since I insult your face so much when I plug your channel, when I plug your podcast, by the way, Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime, go check it out on the Castbox app, starring this guy. I keep thinking to myself, maybe I should change that.
Really?
Maybe I should put a blue dot over your face, like what Vince tried to do for Christian when he dubbed him a CLB. Except for I could dub you a CLR, creepy little rod.
Oh my god.
Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of The Elite, the Elite Count. I'm War Machine MJ, and he's a CL Rod.
Yeah, I'm Rodimus Prime.
And we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite.
AE Dynamite, yeah, that's what we're gonna call it from now on. AE Dynamite.
All Elite Dynamites. This episode was Dynamite.
Yeah.
All Elite Dynamite presents Bash at the Beach.
Yeah, this is week 1 of 2 of 4 Bash at the Beach. But before we get into that, let's talk about the big news concerning AEW and that new deal.
Yes, they have been extended until 2024. Actually, they keep saying 2023. But on 2024, TNT has the option to elevate the how much they're paying All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, I think this new deal is like 4 years, $175 million. So, of course, the cons are rich. Turner Network is rich. TNT is rich. The talent who work for AEW will get rich. So you get the gist of what I'm saying.
Too bad their divisions can't be more richer.
Yeah, I really wanted to go on a rant on that on the podcast, but I didn't have time.
Yeah,
especially the women's division. Not the disrespect the women's division or point,
but it's just compared to their contemporary.
Yeah.
Basically, AEW has a lack of riches, while NXT has an embarrassment of riches.
Impact has some good riches.
Yeah, but NXT, like, their whole division is aces.
Their division, their tag team division, and their women's division is just ridiculously stacked.
Well, I don't know about tag team.
I mean, you got Undisputed Era.
Undisputed Era, you've got the Broserweights.
I like that.
I think it's for a 1 week only, but the Time Splitters.
Yeah.
Forgotten Sons.
Who?
Well, you can't really make that joke. They had a pretty good match last week.
Okay.
Who else am I forgetting?
Well, if you put NXT UK in there, you got...
Well, no. People only pay attention to NXT Prime.
Yeah.
So there's only like 4 tag teams on NXT.
Yeah. If we see more of Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, include them.
We need to see more Oney Lorcan. Period.
Yes.
He has the best Twitter game. Anyway, but back to AEW. The other big news coming out of their renewal is we're going to get another 1 hour show from AEW.
Yeah, now usually AEW Dark is on their YouTube channel, and I don't know how true this is or what show it will be, but there are rumblings that AEW Dark could be on TNT.
Well, 2 things. One, I hope Dark stays on YouTube, because there's a lot of story beats that largely don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, all of it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like the free matches.
Yeah.
And the second thing, and I saw this on Twitter, and it's a really good point. They don't need a second show because, and the person on Twitter pointed this out, Thunder helped kill WCW.
Yeah.
It was a B show created to add an extra 2 hours of programming.
Yeah. There was a video on one of the YouTube channels I was watching. I think it was WrestleLamia. And it talked about, I think it was like 10 things that killed WCW or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of them was when they extended Thunder, I think, to 2 or 3 hours. And basically, like I've been saying, Thunder was a bootleg version of SmackDown.
I think it actually came out before SmackDown.
I think it did.
But SmackDown was a better hit.
Yeah.
And besides that, nobody wanted to show up on Thunder.
Not even Hulk Hogan, and he had creative control in his contract.
So,
And they paid him out the butthole. I'm just saying.
no, it's just your delivery on the word butthole.
Again, I'm just saying.
But yeah, Thunder truly felt like the B show. Like we talked about SmackDown being a B show. SmackDown, at least when it came on, people wanted to be on there. People wanted to watch it.
Well, you had with SmackDown, you had compelling storylines that people actually gave an F about, and you had people that people you had characters that people actually wanted to watch. Compared to Thunder, where it's just like, okay, this happened, and we're just gonna throw this together, and let's just make a TV show, and we still don't care.
Yeah, on SmackDown, all they did was they made a show out of The Rock's catchphrase.
And it's one of the most iconic catchphrases today. You look at Thunder, it's just like, what am I watching? I mean, remember the first episode we watched where they had Sting vacate, where J.J. Dillon had Sting vacate the title?
Oh, that wasn't the part that bored me. The part that bored me was they just kept rehashing the same footage from Starrcade.
Well, they did that on Nitro too. They would rehash the same footage from whatever pay-per-view was going on at the time.
Yeah, but they had more things going on Nitro.
True.
Thunder, they just had a bunch of do-nothing matches, and let's just keep looking at how that Starrcade match ended.
Yeah, because that was a real screw-up. All that hype behind that match, and they still messed it up.
Yeah, and what was the payoff? They hyped the actions towards the end of Thunder. What happened? Nothing but talking.
Yeah.
Nobody threw hands. Nothing compelling happened.
And all Sting did was just throw the belt down and tell J.J. Dillon, you have no guts. And Hulk Hogan is a dead man.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but we're done talking about that.
But going back to that, AEW does not need a second show. Dark needs to stay on YouTube.
Yes, because Dark is pretty decent. You know, like you said,
It's a good appetite winner.
Yeah.
It's not like main event where you can miss it and nobody would care.
Yeah, you could go to the bathroom and make you a ham sandwich like Coach O, and it's just like, oh, I missed main event. I don't care.
With Dark, it's pretty good. They do some good matches, and it does impact the record they have on Dynamite.
And they do a good job of recapping things that have already happened.
And adding extra stuff.
Yeah. And Tony Schiavone and Dasha do a really good job. I really like that. I really like that duo.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Bash at the Beach Part 1. We kicked off the show with we missed it, but they actually did a tribute to Rocky Johnson.
Yeah. As we mentioned on another review, on the Monday Night Raw review.
Well, I am going to take what we recorded at the top of the other pay-per-view, chop it up, and then put it on both videos.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Of course, Rocky Johnson did pass away as of recording. We are recording this on a Wednesday night after Dynamite and NXT.
Yeah.
The very same day where Mr. Johnson passed on.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 75. But they started off the show with a very hot, fatal four-way match to determine the number one contenders for the tag team titles. Did you see the new rankings that came out this week?
No, I haven't seen the new rankings.
I saw them, and I see where this week they started all over, but they still kept their previous records, their career records.
I thought they started over last week.
No, they started over this week.
Oh. Only one I noticed, and because they mentioned it on commentary, was Hikaru Shida is number one in the women's rankings.
Yeah, I saw that, and I think Britt Baker is like 4 or 5.
Wow, you would think that all the wrestling she does on top of all the dental practice she does, you'd think she might be much higher on the rankings.
But evidently not.
No.
Evidently not.
No.
But anyway, we had the Young Bucks taking on Best Friends and Orange Cassidy.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Oh.
You just had your thumb down like this.
Well, it looks like he always has his thumb down.
It's just...
Anyway, they took on the team of Santana and Ortiz, Pride and Powerful, and Kenny Omega and Hangman Page.
It's a fatal four-way.
Yeah.
The winner got a shot against SCU next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
At Bash at the Beach Part 2.
Yeah. But this time they're going to be on the Jericho Cruise. So I think they're going to tape the show on a Tuesday and then air it on a Wednesday like they normally do.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
They came through once again for the little nameplate for Hangman Page. Because they keep coming up with some funny ones.
They do.
This week it was Anxious Millennial Cowboy.
Put that on the shirt. Put that on the shirt.
I think when he popped up on commentary the other week, I think it just said, has been drinking again.
Yeah. And I think last week it said it's still drinking.
No, downed an entire bottle of Jack at home alone.
Wow.
Yeah, something to that effect. But this was a barn burner of a match.
This was. I mean, you got 4 teams fighting for a number 1 contender spot. And these 4 teams just went out there and just tore it up. From pillar to post, bell to bell. It was just all over the place.
Yeah. They beat the holy hell out of each other, and it was very fun. It was very diverse. We got to see the Bucks and Kenny work together to take out Santana.
I believe so.
The dude with not a lot of hair.
Santana.
Okay.
Ortiz is the one with a lot of hair who screams, "We're the best! We're the best!
Okay.
We're the best!"
Santana yells dead ass. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Again, they need to have a shirt of their own. Santana needs to say dead ass. Ortiz needs to say, "We're the best, we're the best, we're the best."
That needs to be one shirt.
Yeah. Just one whole shirt that says, "We're the best, we're the best, we're the best, we're the best."
Dead ass.
Dead ass.
Anyway, but yeah, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page got the V. They are going to face SCU next week.
Yes.
Of course, they swiped the pin from the Young Bucks, and of course, all Matt could say is, "What the hell, Kenny?"
Yeah. But eventually, they all shook hands, and they celebrated in sportsmanship. So it was a damn good match to kick off the show. A fire-ass match.
Yep. Next, we had Cody, and since they were in Miami, Cody channeling his inner Donald Sutherland and sporting the Miami Vice look.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It was a nice touch.
Yeah.
But basically, he ran down MJF's terms and conditions. Can't touch him before their match at Revolution. Cody has to take 10 lashes, and he has to face Wardlow.
In a steel cage.
He poked at the Wardlow stipulation and says that MJF is worried because instead of having Wardlow handle his bags, he's going to have to handle Wardlow's bags. The first time he takes off that suit and steps into the ring or picks up the microphone and shows that he's much better than MJF.
Yeah.
Which I call shenanigans. MJF, he may not be anything in the ring, but he's a hell of a talker.
Oh, he can talk on the mic. It's like when he talks, you listen.
Yeah.
For as young as he is, in his early 20s, I mean, not many guys in their early 20s have the charisma, if you will, like MJF.
If I could be so bold, I'd liken his brain power on the mic to that of Bobby the Brain.
Yeah.
Because he's very quick.
Or Paul Heyman when he was Paul E. Dangerously.
Yeah.
Because when he was managing people and he had the Dangerous Alliance in WCW in the early days, when he was doing all the talking for him, he could talk on the mic. And again, it's just like when they talked, you listened.
Paul Heyman can talk, period.
Or like another manager who gets overlooked a lot, Freddie Blassie.
Oh yeah, classic Freddie Blassie. He was one hell of a mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, give MJF some more time, some more years, and he's just going to be one of the best.
Yeah.
Next, Cody picked out the 10 lashes. Basically, he don't care. He accepts that too.
Yeah, because he said he's seen people in his day try to take his spot and do all this other stuff, so he's basically used to it.
Yeah. And then the don't touch, Cody basically said, I don't have to do that because I live rent-free in your headspace where I'm pressing my thumb down on your brain.
Yeah.
Basically, he's in the head of MJF. So he agrees to all the conditions.
Yeah, so, yeah, he basically accepted.
Next, we had a Joey Janela interview where, well, he said he was going to start the new off.
Start the new off.
Start the new off.
Start the new year off, and he kept running down Penelope Ford, who is his ex girlfriend, and he basically said, "Look, I told you, I didn't want nothing to do with you, so you can have that little pretty boy known as Kip Sabian."
Yeah.
And so he announced that next week he will take on Rey Fenix. That should be a decent match.
Joey Janela's going to catch that L.
Oh yeah, big time.
Next, we had the Nightmare Collective, and yeah, the crowd was dead for the Nightmare Collective.
Yeah, between them and the Dark Order, the crowd really don't seem to care about those two because it's basically the same thing.
At least Dark Order got a reaction.
Yeah, but with the Nightmare Collective, we had Mel making her debut, which she was supposed to team up with Awesome Kong. I don't know if she's injured or doing whatever.
It was illness.
Illness. Okay.
Apparently, she got some sort of illness, some sort of bug or something.
Oh. Well, anyway, she was replaced by Brandy Rhodes as they took on the team of Hikaru Shida.
My elite wifey.
And Chris Statlander, who I just love and adore. Besides Shayna.
I'm sorry, but Hikaru Shida, she is so damn beautiful. But she is so damn good in the ring.
She is. She is. Both her and Chris are pretty good in the ring.
Yeah, of course, the Nightmare Collective had Luther in their corner.
Yeah, now when Hikaru was coming down to the ring, Luther tried to stop her as Mel and Brandy were putting the boots to Chris Statlander.
Yeah. Of course, Shida fended him off with Kendo Stick.
Yeah.
But you would think that Kendo Sticks wouldn't face him, given that he's a death match god.
Yeah. There you go. That's his new nickname, the Death Match God. And you know the funny thing we didn't see?
What's that?
Britt Baker.
Oh,
she wasn't there.
Because Riho wasn't there for her to yell at. Because Riho is probably back in Japan.
Yeah. You know, I was listening to something about where Jim Cornette was talking about her. And he was talking about how she always has that scared face. Like, people talk about how small she is, but she always looks like she's scared about something.
Well, I mean...
And it's not to pick on her or nothing like that, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, what do you expect, Corny? She weighs less than 100 pounds. She's about 4 foot something.
He said she has the... What was she talking about? What was he talking about? I think it was like when he was talking about the Tessa Blanchard stuff, for example. And he said that she has the scared face of a 40-year-old.
I mean, she's played the part well because she is in a land of giants compared to her.
Yeah. And then you have Britt Baker, who last week had that look like, if this bitch says something to me, on God, on my mama, on my boyfriend, I'm going to beat that bitch's ass. I'm going to take her title, then I'm going to knock her teeth out, then I'm going to take her to my dental practice and put them back in. While I still have her title.
Dead ass, baby.
Dead ass. Because I'm the best.
It'd be awesome if she just incorporated Bebe into her speech.
That would be incredible.
Anyway, yeah, there was a curious spot with Chris Statlander where she...
oh, that was my fault.
She did a moonsault, I want to say.
Yeah, but it looked botchy.
Yeah, she didn't get any of it.
Because all you heard was her feet touch the ground. Yeah. And it looked like she didn't even touch her. But she did, but it just looked, like I said, it just sounded like...
Oh, she touched her with this much distance between them.
And it sounded like her feet just touched the ground.
Yeah. She just got a hand on that shoulder. That was it.
Yeah.
Other than that, this was an alright match.
Not too bad.
Yeah. However, Chris Statlander put away Mel to secure the victory.
Yeah.
Afterwards, nothing really happened. Next, of course, we got Sammy Guevara, who is looking for vengeance for the Inner Circle, as he took on Mox, who showed up in the 4GT.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, they didn't play his music.
No, they didn't. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. He came out to an arousing ovation because they chanted his name as they were awaiting his arrival. And this was a very good match.
Yeah, this was pretty good. Sammy Guevara, as much as he's a terrible character, like terrible in a good way, he's supposed to be a douchebag.
Yeah,
He can go in the ring.
he can. I mean, Mott's with the experience that he has over Sammy Guevara. Experience really doesn't matter as long as you can put on a match to where people are interested.
Not to mention, Sammy Guevara is a CBM, crazy bumping machine.
Yes,
Him
he
and
is.
Mustafa Ali, they do some crazy bumps.
Yes.
But yeah, in the end, Mox put away Sammy Guevara.
Oh, excuse me.
I
Yeah.
believe he put him away with Paradigm Shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put him away. Afterwards, they kicked up his music. They finally found his music.
Yeah.
The lights went down. Complete pitch black. Lights came back up. There's the rest of the inner circle.
Yeah, and they were ready to put some hands and some boots to John Moxley.
Yeah, there was the Best, Deadass, the Big Hurt, and of course, Le Champion.
Yeah. As the Spanish guy was in the corner trying to collect himself, they decided to lay waste to what was left of John Moxley. John Moxley did his best to fight him off, but apparently it wasn't enough. So, while they were beating him down, Jericho took one of the spikes off his jacket.
And he stabbed it right into Mox's face. Don't know if he really connected with it, but props to Aubrey Edwards. She sold that like he legitimately got stabbed in the eye.
Yeah, I could see where if he did it, he kind of protected the little pointy part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't look that pointy to begin with.
Yeah. But,
But yeah, they sold it really well.
Yeah, because they were attending to him as if he, got stabbed to death literally in his eyeball.
You mean like he was Arn Anderson? Stop it, you're stabbing me.
Yeah, but Arn Anderson got stabbed with some scissors.
Yeah.
By Sid Vicious.
Yeah. I think it was a drunk Sid Vicious.
I don't know. Either way, somebody could have lost their life.
That story is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but it's also stupid if you think about it, because it started over Sid talking some shit about Ric Flair.
Yeah, and then they were in a hotel room fighting, and Sid grabbed a pair of scissors and damn near shanked Arn Anderson. Again, somebody could have lost their life. And Ric Flair talked about that on that Horseman DVD, where he was talking about how Sid was an embarrassment to the Four Horsemen.
He was.
Never should have been in the group. I actually agree with Flair.
He was just a random dude they just threw in there.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there.
Anyway, next we had 6-man tag team action as The Butcher, The Blade, and MJF rocking that sweet new shirt.
Yeah.
It said, I banged Dallas's daughter.
Yeah.
Taking on QT Marshall, Dustin Rhodes, and making his debut in 2 years? Because they said his first match since 2016.
Well, they mentioned that was his first match on TNT in nearly 20 years.
Oh, in 20 years, all right.
Yeah.
So his first match in 4 years. What match was that?
He was in one of those Royal Rumbles. I can't remember.
Oh, Casino. Okay, all right. Casino Battle Royale. All right, I remember
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah, it was one of the, I think.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Anyway, it was DDP. Or as JR called it, DDPY Yoga. First of all, you don't call it yoga. DDP hates that word.
You call it DDPY.
Second, call it one or the other.
Yes.
Preferably Y.
Because again, like he just said, DDP hates the word yoga.
So that's why we use Y. Why? He just said Y.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah, this was a fun enough match.
Yeah, I mean, MJF, he's trying to play mind games with Diamond Dallas Page with the shirt and all. This match was okay.
Yeah.
One part of the match where you had got up to do something, Jim Ross called MJF Michael Jacob Friedman, and I'm like, JR, really? Really? And another thing that killed me is the timing that they had with these commercials.
Like I said, I don't think that was them. I think that was us, because we were watching it on a bootleg live stream.
If it wasn't us, they did a terrible job with these commercials.
Well, I still think it was us because there was surprisingly lack of commercials in the back half of the show.
It was just awful.
Yeah, but no, we just noticed there were several times where they were setting up to throw to commercial. They never went to commercial,
Yeah,
and commentary kept going.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was just like, was it bad timing, or did they miss the cue, or did they not actually go to the commercial? What
Yeah.
was it? But
Nobody
any-
knows.
but anyway, I think it was Dustin Rhodes they had in the ring. You know, they just kept working him over and over.
Yeah, it was Dustin.
Till he tagged in Diamond Dallas Page, and the crowd just got off their feet.
Yeah, the crowd went stupid. There was one bump where MJF just completely Dolph Zigglered it and just oversold it.
That was Mr. Perfect Shawn Michaels level of selling.
I'd say it was Dolph Ziggler because it was highly unnecessary.
Yeah, but let's talk about that splash Diamond Dallas Page did.
Yeah, you were impressed by that. I was just like, he did a
I
crossbody.
was. Now, if had he done like a destroyer or something, I would have been like, dude, just go ahead and take me home. I can't.
We would have been done.
Show over.
But yeah, he did a crossbody off the top rope onto everyone, and I was just like, oh wow, he did a crossbody. Everybody can do a crossbody.
Yeah.
Even Hangman Page. No, Hangman Page did a moonsault.
Yeah. He did a moonsault.
Yeah.
But out of nowhere, MJF pins
QT Marshall.
QT Marshall, and they cut to MJF as he was rolling out the ring as soon as the bell rung. Like, we just caught, that was like some off guard type stuff.
Yeah. Of course, we knew they were going to win. DDP had QT Marshall on his team. That dude's like the Brandon Cutler of the Nightmare family.
Okay, would you rather have QT Marshall or actually Brandon Cutler?
Neither. They don't have a stellar winning record.
It's not as worse as the Peter Avalon. Well, yeah.
They're just as worse. All three of them had 0 wins in total.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're right. But Peter Avalon is like, he's trash.
He's alright. His gimmick is trash. Besides that, we haven't seen what he's truly capable of. They keep putting him up against monsters.
And he loses.
Exactly. It's like Leva Bates. They keep putting her up against monsters.
Nyla Rose. I'd rather take her over Peter Avalon.
Of course. No doubt about that. She's a monster.
Piff.
I'd rather take Wardlow over Peter Avalon.
That's a squash match. He can break him like a pencil.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
He's a monster. Speaking of non-existent monsters, we had Pac versus Darby Allin. Now, I had missed this earlier in the night.
Let's talk about that Dark Order segment, though.
Okay, Dark Order segment. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that first. The dude from the Dark Order Join Us segments, not Evil Uno, some other guy that they haven't named,
Yeah.
was talking to the higher power. It's not Christopher Daniels. I know you're thinking that. Talking to the higher power about potential prospects, including one Michael Nakazawa.
Are they going to have his baby oil joined too?
Probably not. He's probably going to leave that behind.
Thank God.
Because that semblance of individuality. And individuality makes you a face. Anyway. Who else was it?
Kenny Omega.
No, it wasn't Kenny.
Well, they talked about him after...
Well, no, they were talking about splitting Nakazawa away from Kenny Omega to snatch him up.
They brought up Hangman Page.
Brought up Hangman Page. There was somebody else.
Nakazawa, Hangman Page.
Brandon Cutler.
Oh, God.
Yes.
He would be like the Paul Roma of the Dark Order.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say he'd be the Kurt Angle of the Shield.
Yeah.
Looking hard. Everybody else looking hard as shit, and he's just like, "Hi guys, happy to be here. Anybody want snacks?"
Yeah. I'm here with my sons. You know, I'm trying to be the cool dad.
But
and the other two are looking at him like, this is why we don't get out. Because he's always tagging on. We love him and all. He's our daddy. We love him and all, but he's embarrassing us.
I don't see Brandon Cutler joining the Dark Order.
And then I think that's when they brought up Kenny Omega.
No, they didn't bring up Kenny. Like I said, they only brought up Kenny because they're talking about separating him from Nakazawa. It was just Nakazawa, Brandon Cutler, and then Hangman Page. Which, only one I could see joining is Nakazawa.
Yeah.
Hangman is doing his own thing. I doubt they're going to have him join Dark Order because
I can see it more than I would Nakazawa.
I can see Nakazawa because they're not doing anything with him. Besides that, he keeps getting his ass beat by Pac.
And he keeps getting out way, I guess that's what I'm looking for, in the gym.
That's a BTE segment. I wouldn't really factor that in.
Yeah. But we are talking about Nakazawa, so.
He keeps getting his ass beat by Pac, and Kenny still hasn't done anything about it.
Pac still wants his damn rubber match.
See, Kenny hasn't done anything about it, and Nakazawa keeps suffering for it.
Some friend he is.
Exactly. It's like Ricochet. He looks like an asshole because he's supposed to be a superhero, but he comes out late to save people.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, yeah, that was the Dark Order segment. There was also a segment between SCU, Hangman Page, and Kenny Omega, where SCU was trying to cut a promo about next week when Hangman, who was on the sauce again, interrupted.
Yeah, and then he just pushed the, what's her name, Caitlyn,
I thought it was Jen.
whatever her name is. He just pushed her out the way, and then SCU wanted to get into it with him, and then Kenny Omega's like, whoa, 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 calm down. I gotta excuse him. So, we're, with all due respect, I wish you guys the best of luck, but we're coming for those belts.
Yeah.
And then Hangman Page, again, drinking some of the sauce.
I'm going to beat your ass.
I'm gonna whoop all your asses. I'm gonna beat your ass.
I love it.
And Kenny's like, hey man, calm down. I'm gonna beat your ass. That's all he kept saying. I'm gonna beat your ass.
There was also that Inner Circle segment after their attack on Mox, where Jericho was talking about how he's gonna wind up facing the winner of Darby Allin and Pac because Mox isn't going to be able to compete. That's a forfeiture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the rest of the Inner Circle leave. Jake Hager just covers his eye and goes "R" to the camera.
And then Sammy Guevara looks at the girl and says, "Hit me up."
Yeah,
he just looks at her up and down like, "Hit me up."
Well, you know where he was looking.
I mean, I know.
He was looking at her.
I know.
Yeah.
But he was still looking at her up and down, though.
So, yeah, it's obviously sitting on Jen Decker. I mean,
who wouldn't?
I mean, I'm trying to be political with this. She's pretty looking. So,
yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. We're done with that. Something I didn't catch until the end of the night. Mox and Guevara, the winner of that match would take on the winner of Pac and Darby Allin next week, and the winner of that match will take on Jericho for the AEW title at an undisclosed time?
At Revolution.
At Revolution.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't catch that till the end of the night. I knew Guevara and Moxley.
Well, I think they mentioned that. Throughout the whole show, and they mentioned it in the main event.
Yeah. Well, the main event's where I caught it.
Yeah.
But, we had the aforementioned main event. Pac taking on Darby Allin.
This match was...
Oof.
Fan-freaking-tastic, let's just say the least. Pac, besides beating up Michael Nakazawa and threatening to do some more dastardly stuff if he don't get his rubber match with Kenny Omega.
Don't you mean bastardly?
True, because he is the bastard.
Yes.
He was looking to become the number one contender, and Darby Allin... it's Darby Allin.
Darby Allin is crazy over.
Again, he sold me after his match. The first match he had with Cody. When it went to
He
a draw.
sold everybody after that match.
Because going into AEW, I'm just like, who is this dude? Darby Allin? But after that match, I'm like, I'm actually a fan of that cat. I like that dude.
Well, when they first brought him on board, I was like, I want to see more of this dude. He's rocking that skull face paint.
Now, the face paint was good, but, it had to... It was something for me to jump on the bandwagon, and it was that match with Cody the first time.
Yeah. Well, no, like when I first saw him, I was like, man, I got to see more of this guy. He's got an interesting look. I want to see how that translates.
Yeah. But this was a real back and forth match. Both guys just went out there and killed it like they always do.
Including Pac trying to kill Darby Allin with that powerbomb on the steps.
And Darby Allin bouncing off the steps like a damn basketball.
Yeah.
And then later on in the match, when he hit that powerbomb and looked like he just dropped him straight on his neck.
Oh, yeah, that was hard to watch.
I just don't understand how Darby Allin takes pain like that for as young as he is.
Well, if you can explain how he takes it, then I want you to explain how Kota Ibushi takes those neck shots.
I don't know.
I think that man's got a slinky for a neck now.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anyway, Pac, or as that Memphis legend called him, called him PAC.
I could accept that.
I can accept that. He's probably not in tune to the modern wrestling world, which I actually like the guy.
Yeah, he like we were watching earlier. He sounds good. He has a nice voice. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about because he's done announcing for a very long time. So you really could be interested. I really got into what he was saying, and I was really captivated by how he talked.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to professional wrestling. He may not be up to hip with the modern day product nowadays, but from the way he sounded on commentary, he's all right with me.
He took it more seriously than JR and Shivani.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pac got the victory after a Black Arrow.
Yeah.
No Black Arrow into Brutalizer, just straight up Black Arrow.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Pac was exhausted after going almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, they have 5 minutes of TV time left.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he gets on the stick and he starts saying how, he gets a bye to face Jericho because Mox isn't able to compete. And before he can finish his train of thought, there was a camera cut to the back where they were trying to load Mox into the ambulance. Mox wasn't having none of that.
Yeah, he said, he walked all the way back to the building, came up on stage. He said, nah, we ain't doing it like that. I don't care if I got one eye. I don't care if I'm blind. I don't care if I'm half dead. I'm going to be at Bash to the Beach next week. I'm going to beat your ass, and I'm going to become the #1 contender.
Oh, yes, that's how we're going to do it. #1 contender for the AEW World Title. Mox versus Pac in a blindfold match.
That sounds like a Russo idea.
Well, it wasn't a Russo idea when WWE did it.
It wasn't a Russo idea when MLW recently did it because they had Mance Warner and Jimmy Havoc put those little bags over their heads, and Priscilla Kelly came out of nowhere and low blowed Mance Warner to help Jimmy Havoc get the victory. I thought the match was dumb.
If it wasn't for so much wrestling on TV right now, I'd watch MLW.
Yeah.
But there's so much.
I try to keep up and be caught up with all the wrestling that's going on, but I just thought I'd throw that out there.
I have to watch Monday Night Raw because he doesn't watch Monday Night Raw.
I watch what's left of it.
I have to watch SmackDown because he doesn't watch SmackDown.
I watch what's left of it.
I have to watch AEW because I fucking love it.
That's awesome.
I have to watch NWA Power because I love it.
It's awesome. That theme song is still freaking awesome.
Into the Fire.
Mm-hmm. NXT, of course, that's obvious.
NXT's great. UK, I mostly just do it for the channel.
Yeah.
Because it's hit and miss programming.
Yeah.
205, I've cut that out completely.
Yeah, I was going to try to catch up with that because I'm just...
Their big story, the Cruiserweight title, that happens on NXT TV.
Yeah. And, for example, MLW can be hit and miss, too.
Yeah. But it's not like, oh, I've just wasted a complete hour.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I had some fun with it.
Yeah. So, yeah. New Japan, they're never hit and miss.
They're never hit and miss, but their pay-per-views are long.
Yeah.
10 hours across 2 days.
That's a lot of wrestling.
Yeah. But it was worth it, though.
Hey, at least it's not like WrestleMania where we were just completely exhausted.
Like I said before, WrestleMania is long and boring. Wrestle Kingdom is just long.
And there's some good matches that keep you captivated.
Oh, they save their good stuff towards the end of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. that's our AEW recap.
Oh, let's not forget, they announced that Cody will take on Wardlow in a steel cage in Atlanta, Georgia on February the 19th.
Are we going to get a Nick Aldis run in? We should get a Nick Aldis run in.
I hope so.
Because Atlanta is his territory.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, be on the lookout for that. Next week is the Cruise of Jericho, aka Bash at the Beach Part 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Apparently we're getting Inner Circle versus...
A baby, a boy, and their dinosaur.
Good, you were right on point with it.
Yes, because I literally like to forgot again. It will be Jurassic Express, not Jurassic Park, taking on the Inner Circle.
Yeah. I don't know if it's 2-on-2 or 3-on-2.
It's 3-on-3.
3-on-3. Who's the third man then?
Santana, Ortiz, and Chris Jericho.
Oh. I thought it was Jericho and Guevara again.
No.
Okay.
I think they announced that last week, too.
Yeah, they did. I forgot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got that thrilling packed box fight.
Yeah.
That's going to be money.
That's going to be amazing.
Anyway, that being said, he is ugly and he has a podcast, Creepy Lil Rod.
Yeah. Prime Talk with...
Creepy Lil Rod on the Castbox app. Check it out.
But yeah, make sure y'all check it out.
And I'm War Machine MJ, and we'll see you guys next time.
Pow.